Hey, Big Blue fam. Today I'm gonna make a video about some of the signings that we made. Even though it's old news, I'm just gonna give my input, my thoughts on the different signings. I'm gonna talk about what I think about Odell, doing his thing, and what I think about this whole Shelton Richardson thing. I think with the Sheldon Richardson thing, I think that he's bitter, and I think he's salty because to say, oh well, we have 15 less problems with him gone and all that type of mess. Like, first of all, the whole team, Jets was trash last year, and you ain't do nothing to make it good. Trust me, you were not a bright spot for that team. You gonna sit there and say how you covered his back and how you had all this type of stuff, dude. Brandon Marshall haven't been a problem for anybody in the league in so long. It's not even funny. People hold on to that mental thing, and it's always going to cover him, which really isn't fair. And I'm not defending him just because I'm a Giants fan. I'm defending him because it's a man who's been through a lot and has done a lot to try to get his name out of that dirt. The dude has tried hard. He's played hard. What did you do? What did he do that was so detrimental to the team that you say, oh well, it's 15 less problems with him gone? Nobody right now can tell me what he's done in the last couple of years to make it seem like, oh, when he go to the Giants, he's going to be a distraction or he's going to be a problem. Nobody can show me that. Nobody, because he's been devoting his life to football and to his cause. He's been a leader in both aspects of those. So for him to sit here and say, oh well, he's such a problem, how was he the problem? No reporters even came, like, once you're a problem in the locker room, reporters going to have this here, this there. They're going to post all type of blogs, this and that. They ain't post nothing about that man. But, oh, you have something to say. Why do you have something to say? Because in 2015, when he's breaking all those records, he had a beast year. I ain't hear nothing from your mouth. I ain't hear nothing from that man's mouth. Nothing. But now y'all had a salty, bad year, and he leaves. Now you have something to say. That's BS, and that was a chick move. He acted like a full female, and for no reason. Like, it's not like, and if you go watch the interview, if you go watch the interview, Brandon Marshall, he handles it perfectly. Like, he didn't strike back. He didn't say, oh well, he's a liar. None of that stuff. He just said, you know what, I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. And he was just being real humble about it. So how you gonna attack a man like that for no reason? And then on top of that, weren't you arrested for marijuana possession? And weren't you arrested for driving above the speed limit on the highway? And didn't your team try to trade you, but nobody wanted to accept the trade? So who are you to talk about him when you ain't clean yourself? I thought that was a real bad move. That made you look real bad. That made you look really bad, dog. Like, the reporters laugh, but of course they gonna laugh. They gonna hype it up to make you look good. But that made you look like a female. It really did. Because Brandon Marshall is now in a way better position than you are in, and nothing you can do is gonna change that at all. You not that good of a player. You show, like, as far as talent wise, you're nowhere near Brandon Marshall's level. You're probably never even going to get to that level. So you should probably work on honing your craft instead of digging at other players. That's a word of advice. And for all you Giants fans that heard him say that, and you're a little weary about what Brandon Marshall may do or if he's a distraction, I want all y'all to go look up what he's done in the past couple of years, and you won't find nothing. His record is damn near squeaky clean. He did nothing but ball and work out for his cause. That's it. That is it. And be there with his family. That's it. He ain't do nothing. So if y'all really, truly believe, I don't care if it's Giants fan, Cowboys fan, Redskins fan, Eagles fan, if y'all really believe that he's going to be such a distraction, go look it up and show me where he's been a distraction in the last couple of years. He ain't, because he hasn't been one. I'm telling you, you're not going to find it. So I'm not even worried about that. I'm really not even worried about that. I'm not worried about that. I saw that we picked up Duke Nacho. I don't know if I said his name correctly. I looked at his stats, I looked at his tape. I don't see anything impressive. I really don't. I think that we just picked him up for a veteran presence. Like, kind of like back when we got Merriweather. Like, it wasn't anything impressive, nothing that really got me like, oh, okay, that's a cool signing. It wasn't. And I talked to Redskins fans. I'm on a Facebook group called NFC East Only for Adults, and you know, a lot of Redskins fans was like, you know, he wasn't this, he wasn't that, he wasn't this, he wasn't that. You know, at first I'm like, okay, they just saying that because they, you know, hate and being mad. But when I go look at his tape and go look up his stats and go look up what he's been doing, how productive has he been, I'm really not impressed. Like I said, I think it's for the veteran signing because of what happened in the playoffs. You know, you took out, you know, when DRC went out, when JPP went out, you know, we had Romeo Okwara. Romeo Okwara played very well against Dallas. He had a beast game, to be honest, if we're going to be real, against the best O-line in football. But then after that game, he declined. Like, it's not like he built off of that and had a platform and, you know, did his thing. He declined. He really didn't do much after. So, you know, when DRC went out, we had Trevin Wade and Cody Sensabaugh, like, trying to do whatever. And Rodgers picked them apart because we had to change our defensive scheme to more of a zone scheme. And you play zone against Aaron Rodgers too long, you are about to get ate up. You're going to get ate up. It's like surgery to do for it to take you apart. You know, so we had to compensate for what they lacked in. And we had to basically double cover whoever they were covering because they were going to get ate up. And so it was a vet signing. So I see it as that, you know, in case Landon, Adams, Thompson, somebody get hurt really bad, at least we have a veteran presence back there. Besides that, I don't really see too much. Like I don't see too much worth of the move besides him being a veteran. And then, you know, before we signed Blake Valentino, he's a cornerback. He's not all that good, but once again, he's a veteran presence, and it's not somebody you can really pick on too much. So, you know, it's just for that depth in that rotation. So, you know, and keep fresh legs in. So as far as the rotational standpoint, it makes sense. I like it, just so we don't get picked on. Because our starters are very good, but what we lack is rotation. Not at the safety position, but at the corner, we're really thin. At linebacker, we're really thin. D-line, we're really thin. Like, the guys that we have starting are really good, but we don't have anything beyond that. So, as long if they stack it, I like it. You know, do your thing. I like it. From a pro standpoint, from having somebody with experience standpoint, I like it. Then we signed Devin Taylor, DN from the Detroit Lions. He's a strictly rotational guy. I like it for the fact that even at rotation in 2015, he had 35 tackles and 7 sacks, which is monster for any rotational type of DN. That's monster. You know, 16 games. You know, you don't even, you know, at rotation, you don't even average out a full 16 games. So, you know, you did it in less. So I thought that was really impressive. I really liked it. The only thing that got me was when he got the starting role, he was reduced to 28 tackles and 45 sacks. Yeah, in 2016 he had 28 tackles and not 45, 4.5. Excuse me, I had it written down 4.5. But he had 4.5 sacks and 28 tackles, and in 2015 he had 35 tackles and 7 sacks. So the numbers really dropped when he was asked to get that real starting beef role. But luckily here we have the DNs that, you know, are pretty good, so he won't really be asked to have that super dominant role. He can just come in a couple plays, do his thing, and we can keep fresh legs on and off the field, you know, and that's good for everybody. That's good for us later down the stretch, you know, when we're trying to make a playoff push, you know, keep the guys healthy, keep them fresh, you know, with rotation, because OV and JPP was playing like 88+% of the snaps, and that's ridiculous to do that all year. So, you know, with how physically taxing football is, you know, it's crazy to play that many snaps and be successful. So, I thought that was also a good signing, just off rotational purpose. You know, we added Dalvin Tomlinson, you know, so we getting some type of, you know, rotation and good stoutness on the defensive line. I think that'll help us from getting picked on. That'll help us from getting exploited too much, because two of our main guys were out in that playoff game. And I'm not saying, oh, well, we would have, beat the crap out of the Green Bay if we would have had those guys. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is a lot of the things that he exploited in us would not have been there. It would have been basically non-existent, and we would have been able to keep running the same packages that we ran. But yeah, so I think that was a good sign. I think that sign I really liked. I really think it made a lot of sense. I really think that it'll help us, just for, once again, rotational purpose and, pro purpose, how long he's been in the league. I mean, even though he's done 2 years, at least he's been in here long enough to where he understands. And, any defensive back, any defensive player that comes into Spag's system, you're going to have to learn a really intricate defensive playbook, because his blitz packages are ridiculous. His blitz packages are insane. Like, some of the stuff, the blitzes that he called, I'm watching on TV and I'm like, whoa, like when they, play it back and it's a fake and, you get a cornerback blitz, and you didn't see it coming, because it's really intricately detailed. And, Spags has been like that for a very long time. And when you give him the pieces to, like, fulfill his plan, it's ridiculous. It's very hard to score off of, which is, while we had a really good percentage as far as stopping people from scoring. So I think it was a really good pickup. And as far as the Giants with this whole Odell thing, he got the Nike deal, the biggest deal in football history, which I think he deserves. I think you can't, now it gets to the point nowadays you can't say NFL without saying Odell. And that's a good and a bad thing, because this whole OTA story went way out of proportion. Like, he's not here at OTAs, and people's like, okay, well, Odell's not at OTAs, but that's all they're talking about. They're not talking about the fact that, yeah, he wasn't at OTAs, but he was in California practicing with his team, like with his health and fitness team. Nobody said that. You literally have to read that to find that out, which I think is really messed up, because they'll give you the bad stuff and then say, oh, okay, well, if you want to hear the whole story, go to online. Like, if you're going to tell the story, tell the whole story. Don't make the dude look bad, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like he just out there smoking, drinking. It's not like he does anything illegal. People are on this kid's back. Like, he smoke, drink, do coke, all that type of stuff. If I wasn't a football person, I didn't know, I would think this is one of the worst dudes to ever play football, because how much negative energy that the media throws on him. He can do something like the yacht trip, and they say, oh, well, the yacht trip is the reason he dropped all them passes. No, it's not. He was mentally too small for the stage that he was on. That's literally it. He was mental, like, he was dropping those passes, mental drops. When he dropped those passes, he wasn't thinking, oh, the yacht, or what did I eat on that yacht, or what music did they play on that yacht. No, that's not what he was thinking. When he dropped them, he was kicking himself, because he's like, I shouldn't have dropped that. The yacht had nothing to do with that. The funny thing is, they covered the yacht thing, but Landon Collins and the DBs went to a club that same night. Nobody said anything about that, though. Tom Brady, that same time, went to a cabin to enjoy himself, but nobody said anything about that. Because nobody cares. But because your name is Odell Beckham Jr. and you garnered that much attention, and now everybody cares. Everybody's like, oh, well, he don't care about football. He don't love football. He only wants the fame. This dude will kill for the Giants. How that dude plays, the passion that he plays with, yes, it's over the top sometimes. I know that. So, like, the whole when he went out with Josh Norman, I was begging. I'm like, sit this guy. He does not deserve to play right now. Sit him, because he's not doing anything. Even if we lose this game, sit him and let him know that you're not playing. But the fire that this dude plays with is second to none. This dude wants to win so bad he can taste it. And to the fact where even Dez Bryant, a divisional rival, is like, more people need to play like him. I want a player who's batshit crazy. About football. Batshit crazy about football. Because off the field, He does stuff, but that's just normal stuff. Like, people worry about the tattoos. Like, if that was another guy, if that was a regular guy, people would look at him and be like, okay, you shoot off. But it was Odell, so it had to become a big thing. Like, oh, look, Odell getting a tattoo on his butt. Do you know how many rock stars, all that type of people have tattoos on their butt? Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? But because it's Odell Beckham, we want to talk about it being Odell Beckham. And, oh, if he tattooing himself, he should be practicing. Like, who cares? You want to know why I don't care? Because since he's been in the league, he's been a top 3 receiver. That, bar none. It's not even close. It's literally Julio Jones, Antonio Brown, Odell Beckham, then everybody else. That's literally the class. Those 3 guys have a class of their own, and then it's everybody else. Not even close. The next person isn't even close. The dude give you 1,000-yard seasons, 85-plus catch seasons, double-digit touchdown seasons. And he's been partying like this since he's been with us. So why would anybody think, oh, well, his off-season, what he doing in the off-season, blah, 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 is going to affect how he plays during the regular season? It hasn't before. He's been crapping on y'all teams before. And then I've seen even some Giants fans get mad and like, what is he doing? Like, he's being a kid. He's 24 years old with a whole lot of money and enjoying himself. Giants fans are getting mad. But if he was to leave, if he was to say, you know, after this rookie campaign, I'm good, I want to venture out to another, Giants fans would be so hurt. We'll be all in our feelings. We'll be like, why is he leaving? We'd be pissed. So if you're going to ride with the guy full-fledged. I'm not saying you have to agree with everything he does, but don't turn your back on him, and don't give him heat just like everybody else do, because when everybody else give him heat, his team should at least be the ones like, hey, man, yeah, you are messing up, but that's our boy. But when he's scoring 2 touchdowns a game, or when he have a 180-yard game, 7 receptions and 2 touchdowns, oh, we love him then. Well, don't be fake. Don't be fake. If that's your boy, that's your boy. Ride with him till the wheels fall off, because you know he loves the Giants. Giants fans may not like the stuff he do, but one thing we know is that he loves the Giants. He will kill for the Giants, and he will kill for a win. He is competitive. He is fiery. He gives you 110% every play. I'm not mad at it. They say, oh, well, he want to go party with Johnny Manziel. Once again, he's 24 years old. What do you want him to do? And it was a day off. The regular team from OTAs had a day off. They didn't even go to practice. It was an off day. So you trying to tell me a 24-year-old kid can't go enjoy himself even on a day off? What is he, like a dancing monkey for the NFL? Hey, well, you go out there and make us look good. You go out there and catch all these passes, one-handers, be real flashy. But hey, in the offseason, I'm gonna need you to go back in the cage, stay in there, lock it, and then we'll make you come out when we want you to come out. You entertain us, you make us money, but don't go enjoy yourself. That's what we gonna tell him? Hey, you being in the NFL is a once-in-a-lifetime thing. Enjoy it. Make success for your team and enjoy it. I'm not mad. I don't care what anybody tells me. I'm not mad. You do your thing as long as it don't affect you and how it make us play, because your team loves you already. The team loves you. There's nobody on the team that's just like, oh, Odell is. Nobody feels that way. Nobody feels like Odell is such a. The only people who say, well, can Odell be a distraction are the outside people. The real fans and his teammates love him. No matter what he's doing, like we may not like what he's doing at the time, but we love him as a player and we won't turn our back on him. So y'all can say what you want to, you can be upset, but I'm not mad unless, you know, he just come and don't do anything. But he balls out every year. He torches defenses every year. So this year again, we have 1,000 yards and double digits in touchdowns. I'm gonna say the same thing I've been saying. I knew he could do it. I knew he was gonna do it. I wasn't even tripping about the offseason stuff. He's a player. He's a top caliber player. He's nothing short of a top caliber player, and I would treat him nothing short of a top caliber player. You know, so I think Big Blue is putting together very well. I like the signings. They're making sense. The training looks good. People, they're meshing in OTAs. They look like they like each other. You know, love each other. They hang out outside of practice, and you know they have fun. So. You know, everything is pretty good on Big Blue end, and I can't wait for the season. So Yeah, that's it. I'm out. Appreciate it.